Ever pondered over the seemingly impossible task of baking a cake without using your arms or any ingredients? It sounds like a riddle wrapped in an enigma, doesn't it? But let's unravel this mystery together. First and foremost, it's important to understand that the core of this process lies in the power of the mind and imagination. The key here is to think outside the traditional baking box. Start by picturing a perfect cake in your mind, the layers, the frosting, the sprinkles on top. The more vivid the image, the better. This is the first step in our unconventional baking journey. Remember, visualization is an art. It needs patience and practice. Now move on to the next phase, the sensory experience. Imagine the sweet aroma of a freshly baked cake filling the room. Feel the warmth of the oven and the soft texture of the cake as if you were touching it. Hear the soft crumble as you cut a slice. The more senses you involve, the more real the experience becomes. Here comes the most tantalizing part, the taste. Picture taking a bite of this imaginary cake. The sweet taste of the frosting, the moistness of the cake, the slight crunch of the sprinkles. Let your taste buds revel in this fantasy. The final step in this process is sharing. Picture sharing this cake with your loved ones, seeing their faces light up with joy. Because isn't that what baking is all about, spreading happiness? Now let's summarize the process. You start by visualizing the cake, then move on to creating a sensory experience. The final step is to share the joy of this imaginary cake with others. So who said you need arms or ingredients to bake a cake? With the power of imagination, you can create a cake that's as real as it gets. It might not satisfy your physical hunger, but it sure can feed your mind and soul. Remember, the limits of our world are often just the limits of our imagination, so keep pushing those boundaries and keep creating. Because in the world of imagination, anything is possible.